Thank you all very much for coming. I do have a couple things. Frankie? No, you can come up this way. All right. Frankie's gonna be taking over B shift in the trucks, and these are your official, I do whatever I want dog tags. I don't think the fire department has a Bible, so this has been on my desk for many years. It's been very helpful to me. I underlined some passages in it, but I forgot where they're at.
Yeah.
Well, I figured I better write something down. When I first walked in the door in the firehouse at the old station down at the bottom of the hill on Highway 87, the only thing I knew for certain was that fire trucks were supposed to be red. I was surprised to find the trucks had white roofs, and I said to myself, well, we'll have to get that changed. Every little boy at one point dreams of being a fireman. I started when I was 5 years old watching Johnny and Roy on the TV show Emergency. After one episode, I told my papa that I wanted to be a fireman. And he said, no, you don't. You don't want to do that. A wall might fall on you. And to which I replied, but Papa, I'll wear my helmet. When I was 9, I asked my mother for an alarm clock so I could practice screaming from my bed in response to the klaxon going off, and she said no. Being a fireman here at Spout Springs has been the fulfillment of my dream. When I started, I figured on doing this for about 3 to 4 years, so I can say I've been there, done that this year. Blame that on the vinegar. I was born in September 1967, and Spout Springs was formed in October of 1968. We've been part of each other. A lot of good things happened in this firehouse to me. But this is the place where I found out my grandfather had passed. This is where I told my wife that our son would get. It's been amazing to be here as the fire department grew from the little building at the bottom of the hill to what it is now. Along the way, I've served with some of the finest firemen I could have ever known. Todd Beaver, Steve Martin, Dave Frick, Mike Copenhagen, Scott Frazier, Scott Hull, Tim Connor, Marissa Stanley, and many others. Through the years, I've enjoyed the support, confidence, and indulgence of Chiefs Dave Zapata, Mary Elskamp, and Alex Jarvis. The support from the current and former boards of directors, Mr. Doverstein, Mr. Williams, Mr. Larks, Mr. and Mrs. Coates, Mr. Gatcher, Mr. Bond, Mr. Wheeler, and many, many others. I'll leave the trucks and B shift in very capable hands of Chief Hobson, who will very quickly show you he is deserving of the same support. Thanks to the friendship and mentorship from John Elskamp, Bobby Doverstein, Arlo Holden, Kevin Benita Hale, Jerry Emery, and still many others. Thanks to the current past officers of the firemen of Spout Springs, most of them, the others know who they are. Thanks to my family who put up with training, meetings, fire calls, phone calls, etc. We all know that without the support of our family, this career just will not work at all. To my wife, Lord, love of my life, thank you. Thank you for praying for me when I left the house, praying for me when I came back. Thank you for caring for me when I was banged up, broken, and hurt. She's always been my best friend. And mostly, I want to thank God. He gave me such a peace about doing this job. gave me such peace that I could be fearless with just enough wisdom not to be reckless. He has fulfilled my dream more than I deserved, and I want to thank him most of all. And thank you all. I'll be okay, though.
All right, we want to have one special presentation that you were going to do.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Dave, you come up here.
I can dry my eyes, so.
Same vinegar.
Thanks, all.
This is Jay Howe. He's our insurance rep with BFIS. These two work very well together for some reason. But I'll let Eric explain.
Okay. Jay's been one of my most trusted advisors ever. There's been several times that I had some pretty tough questions I needed to ask about this, that, what if this happens, what if that happens, and I needed to know, and he always gave me really, really good advice and kept it all in the strictest of confidence. So, I always enjoyed his company. Sometimes some of the questions I had were kind of off the wall, and he was very indulgent and answered them the best he could without laughing at me. You may recognize one of the names on this. Whoops, this is all fire department.
There you go.
License plates. So, Chief, thank you very much.
Very well.
And we saw that, and it's like, oh, I know exactly where this is going.
Very impressive.
Yes, sir. So,
Very impressive.
you take, hold on. Grab it.
There you go.
Eric knows I collect those license plates, city fire plates.
Mm-hmm.
Got not 100, but I got a bunch. And this will fit very well.
Good.
And
I'm very glad.
it was very nice. I smiled when I turned in the driveway. One of the first memories of Eric was we were needing to do some insurance consulting, and it was on Bronco. And so I smiled when I turned in. It's in a parking lot. It's great.
Yeah.
So also, I'm bringing greetings to you from the North Carolina State Firefighters Association, where I'm treasurer of the association. 53,000 firefighters. Give her hell to you. Congratulations on your success. And also as past president of the North Carolina Association of Fire Chiefs, 1,250 fire chiefs, so congratulations also. Eric has had an amazing way of creating, thank you, Chief. Eric has had an amazing career of creating positive outcomes for people who are having the worst day of their life. It's cool, but then we get them through it and then take care of things. And I've told him and Chief Jarvis, he puts our truck adjusters through their paces whenever we've had a pump or engine or transmission claim over the years, and been able to talk shop. I don't have to tell you that Eric has been able to talk and walk with anybody who won't talk about a truck. And we have a common affection of the TV show Emergencies. He's already alluded to it. And so you walk in his office and it was a museum of emergency. And so I'm bringing you a small replica of Squad 51. And those that are aficionados of the show knows that the call letters are KMG 365. Eric, beautiful on that.
Several years ago, Randolph Mantooth, one of the stars of the show, and I have the same birthday. And Jay stood in line for an hour to get an autographed picture. And that was awesome. So that's one of my most prized possessions, actually. So, and it's in Texas.
Give on that. Add that to your collection.
I will. I certainly will. That's awesome. Thank you
You're very welcome. Glad to be part of this ceremony and celebration.
All right, at this time, I'd like to open the floor up if anybody has any stories they want to share about Eric.
First of all, Eric, I've known you the whole entire time, from the moment you walked in over there at that other station. You have been a friend, a mentor, and Lori, Michael, and you guys have been like a second family there. And we were there from, like I said, the very beginning. Benita and I went on his and Lori's first date. Okay? So, Eric is a man of many hats, right? He wears a fire hat here at the fire station. He wears a good father hat to his children, a good husband hat. And so for retirement, I thought it was fitting that he have another hat. Go ahead and open that up. You like to wrap in there. We really wrapped it good. But that's got every tool you need to enjoy the rest of your life, buddy.
There you go.
Today's Saturday. For fishing.
Get you a little beer bottle opener. Yeah,
Golf,
he's
in
always
case
got
everything
tools.
done.
He needs his gizmos.
There you go.
The bulls on this cake reminded me of a call on Carolina Lakes. There was a bull loose on the golf course. So Eric and I grabbed the brush truck, I believe Arnold was there too, rolled out there. He grabs a lasso, hanging out the end of the truck, trying to work this little two-scoop thing, ties it off to the mirror of the car, thinking that when the car stops, the bull's gonna stop the car. That mirror went flying.
Well, so the lassos that around this bull, it is, I don't know, like a year old, year and a half, a good 600 pounds. The guy up the street had just bought him, had a few celebratory drinks and told his 13-year-old daughter, take the bull out and put it in the barn. So it got away. So after that happened, I chased it all the way down to the dam access, or not the dam access, but right there just before you get to the marina. And I chased him into some briars, and he fell down, and I fell down, and I looked down, and there's the end of that rope. And I said, oh, and I've just taken the certified ropes. And knots. So I was like, well, I wonder what kind of knot would be appropriate for this. And about that time he stood up, and he lowered his head, and I was like, oh, Rennie knot. As he was charging me, because he was appalled, he didn't have any horns, he's charging me, and I stepped behind the tree just as his head brushed across my thigh.
Yeah.
And he's running that way, I'm running that way, and I turned back just in time to see him hit the end of that rope. And all four hooves. And he was unhappy about that even.
So we're down in Texas, you're a little bit better at ranching.
I'll hope so. So,
All right, any other stories? I have one, it's called the dummy story. Every year we were going to Carolina Lakes for Firewise Day. Part of Firewise Day, we'd have law enforcement come up with a canine. Mike, I think you were there.
Yeah, I was there.
Eric volunteers. I
Yes,
want to
he
be the
did.
dummy for the canine. He says, okay, go ahead. So he puts on all the gear and he's looking like Pillsbury Doughboy. What'd you tell him, Mike?
I told Eric, hey, do me a favor, don't run. Just stand still, but do not run.
Right.
Because the dog I had at the time was a Malinois, and he would just soon take you down to the ground and run around with you. So I told Eric not to run.
Guess what happened?
Eric ran.
I think he wanted to test it out.
well, and the dog grabbed, and I tried to lift him up. And when I did, so, yeah,
Well, I get a phone call a couple hours after we leave. He says, I think I need to go to the hospital. I said, well, he says, I did something with my back, I think. Well, you did it while you're on the job, so this is a workman comp thing. I gotta come in on Sunday and call them and get workman comp. I said, go to the hospital, get checked out. So I'm talking to the lady on the other end of the phone, who workman's comp. And she's asking me all kinds of questions. She says, what was he doing when he got hurt? And I said, he was being a dummy. She goes, no, really. I said, really? He was being a dummy. And I had to explain this whole situation to her. Needless to say, I had no problems getting through.
But at least that wasn't the worst one that I had to call you with. The other one was,
Oh, dog teeth.
I got bit by a dog once too, but when Jersey made the straw for that.
Oh,
If you want to ask me, I'll tell you all about it later.
Have you got any other stories we'd like to share?
Eric don't like snakes.
I do not like snakes.
He would not, that structure was burning, he would not go inside, there were snakes involved.
I learned
It
that
was
early.
funny, we put the positive pressure fan at the front door, vented it, and the smoke cleared. Benita saw the snakes and went, oh my God. She comes running out, hits her head on the ventilation fan. And I'm like, what's going on? She goes, there's a snake, there's a snake, there's a snake. Relief command here, you're the odds. I'm like standing there going, what? So I go in and there's like 4 Burmese pythons in the cage. I put one around my neck, one around here, one around my, I come walking out and as if all the firefighters on that scene just said,
Whoosh.
whoop. Eric's like, nope, you got it, I ain't doing it, ain't touching it.
It might be.
It's a bloody country.
Those poor individuals running around the car.
Yeah, no.
Well, let me tell you, when he screamed like a girl out in the bay because of the little green snake that was coming across the pad. You could hear it through the whole
Was
station.
that you or was that Rodney?
No.
I was doing the tippy toe dance and screaming my head off.
Yeah.
And then there was the time when Scott and us reenacted the scene from Backdraft on top of the. I won't talk about that.
Oh, man.
You go.
You go alone. Yeah, we did a spoof film. Oh God, thank God it's lost.
Yeah. Thank God there was no cell phones and internet.
No.
Yeah, we've been filmed.
Yeah. This is from C Street.
How you doing? How you doing?
Yeah, everything is painted orange so I don't lose it. Oh wow, that's awesome. Oh my God.
Push it down and turn it. It's so good.
Oh. Thank you guys very much. Thanks. That's awesome.
Have enough on the wall already, we had to get more. You know how you have, I love you, I love the wall. Look. Jason, we want to present you with
Ooh, good.
a plaque with the old department patch, and of course our new one. And, let me read it. Eric Southerland, DC 102. 12/15/1994 to 7/14/2023. Thank you for your hard work and dedication to the South Springs Emergency Services. Wishing you the best of luck in your retirement. You'll be truly missed.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. When'd y'all get that out of my gear?
We know the gear man. Very well. You are.
Chief, you, we know that you like that. You to have something that you always remember and cheat the sheep. Along with the John Barrel.
The original. Oh, with the big hoop.
Yep, because I knew you had a big hand.
What is that?
That's pretty good.
Chief bought a gun for his wife last week called Snake. Me and him were discussing, and I was sitting there thinking about it. I was like, we already had it within the plans to get him one.
Yeah.
But I thought it was ironic that he bought Lori a bigger gun than he.
Yes, sir. So, B shift and a few other of us, I hate speed, so a few other of us, got you something. I know you like some Western stuff. So, we figured we had to give you something that you could electric.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be an exact replica of the 1886 Yellow Boy. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Another gun?
Oh my, that is pretty. You can never have too many.
Just kidding.
Yeah, we know you need one of them, you know how they have the, what they call them, gun things on the side of the
Scab, you gotta get your scab tractor.
for your tractor.
I know a guy that does leather work.
Might be able to work something out.
Oh, wow. Thank you, guys. That's awesome. Yeah. Golly.
And on top of that, I don't know if you seen the picture I put of you when you were little with the face mask or SCBA. They got you a replica of the captain.
Oh, wow. Thank
That's about 51, that's cool.
You know, I just realized what a mistake you're making. Do you realize Texas has the highest population of snakes in the country? Fact.
Yeah, Lori's already seen one, that's why.
I got you a little something to deal with that way. This is on behalf of the association. Well, and I know how you like your single action revolvers.
Holy army.
I want that.
All I hear now is. That's on behalf of the association, Chief.
Wow.
Happy retirement.
Thank you.
Good job.
Wow. Oh, Chief. Yeah, my instructions.
Turn this way, she wants to get a
I
picture.
wanted to get a picture of that there.
Can't see it, your jacket's black.
Chief, you have to have it. Lots of people.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I probably could have used this about 5 years ago, you know, so.
Just don't get stoned.
Yeah, your last shift, maybe.
Oh, that's actually a good question.
All right,
That's a good question.
any other stories, anything else? What I'd like to do, I'd like to ask, Jason Cromwell, say the final blessing.
Heavenly Father, thank you for today. Thank you for everybody being here today to see Eric on his retirement. And I hope that him and Lori have a lot more adventures down in Texas, and that him and his family are going to be truly blessed. And just be with him on his road trip home, and just have him have safe travels. We ask you all these things in your name.
Thank you all very much for coming.